Hey guys, this is Grayson for Two Dudes in a Six Pack. This is our Two Dudes Reviews section, and today I'm focusing on a whiskey called Whiskey Del Bac. Now it's by Hamilton Distillers, and this is a very small regional whiskey distiller out of Tucson, Arizona. Outside of the Southwest, you probably are not going to find it, and even in the Southwest, in most regions, you're not going to stumble upon it. It's very, very small. So outside of Tucson, it's going to be a little shoddy locating it. But that's kind of why I jumped at the chance of checking it out. I live in Tucson, and I saw it, and I was okay. Yeah, let's check it out. And now, Del Bac is it's an ancient term that means from the place where the river reappears in the sand. And about a half an hour south of Tucson is a mission pretty much in the middle of the desert. It's called Mission San Xavier Del Bac, and it's named due to its close proximity to the Santa Cruz River. And so the owners of Hamilton Distillers decided to name it after that. So that's kind of fun. And they do it in more of a traditional Scotch manner when they produce the whiskey. They malt their barley instead of peat, and so for Scotch fans, you're gonna love it. And even with whiskey fans, you'll probably still enjoy it. I do enjoy my whiskey, and my Scotch. And the one thing that kind of stuck out to me, at least when I was reading the back of the label, was it says in the back that they use the traditional Scottish model of whiskey making. Of course, they spell whiskey with an E instead of just a Y, and maybe that's just the Scotch fan kind of, you put the E in the whiskey, you can't do that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's still American whiskey, and they use localized wood from the desert around here, which really kind of gives a particular unique flavor that you're not going to find in other whiskeys like your bourbons, like your Jack Daniels or your stuff like that. It's going to be a little different, simply since they use localized products. And excuse me, if you're new to checking out any of the reviews, since this is Two Dudes in a Six Pack, we rate the drinks on 6 different categories. There's smell, taste, value for the price, drinkability, distinction, and would I buy it again? And so, let's go with the first one. Let's go with the smell. That's the first thing you're obviously gonna check out. Now you're gonna find it's not dramatically overpowering. You do have your floral notes. It's kind of a little florally mixed with vanilla. Maybe a little butterscotch in there too when you kind of smell it all together. It's not heavy. It's definitely the Scotch kind of smell to it. So in terms of smell, it's very pleasing. It's very aromatic. It's not overpowering. You don't smell it and it burns your nostrils. It's nothing like that. So I give it 1 out of 1 for the smell category for sure. Now for taste. The first thing you'll notice, a lot of times when you first take that first sip of any new whiskey or Scotch or anything like that, the first impact you're going to get really the first sip is the burn. Where in the mouth is a burn, how far down does it go? This is all kind of up front. You get it a little bit on the tip of your tongue, in the front towards your mouth, but as it goes down your throat, as it goes down your mouth, nothing at all. Which is, I don't know, I don't like it to burn. I'm not in college anymore. I don't need it to burn all the way down. So that, excellent. I enjoy that. As for, after you know where it's going to hit you, you can, kind of do your next. And you can definitely get the vanilla. For sure, that's probably one of the initial flavors that you get out of when you test it out, when you taste it. You definitely get the vanilla, and In the middle, there's definitely the caramel notes, but it's subtle. It goes from vanilla into caramel in a very smooth. It's very fluid how it moves from vanilla into caramel, and the butter is like there's a really harsh butterscotch towards the end. It's I wouldn't say overpowering, but it definitely comes in fast after you get the caramel. So the caramel kind of lingers just for half a sec, and then boom, you got your butterscotch. And once the butterscotch hit, it pretty much cuts off. There's nothing terribly lingering. You still have a little bit of the Scotch whiskey flavor in your mouth, and it's still warm. It is a warming sensation, which is nice, especially in wintertime. But it's very enjoyable, and I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy this flavor. I'm a Scotch fan, but I enjoy my whiskeys too, and I definitely recommend this. For in terms of taste, for sure, definitely recommend it. 1 out of 1. So we're 2 out of 2 so far on the rating scale. Now for price, they don't make a lot of it. They actually have on the you can see right. They have actually a little sticker on the label that has the batch number. You have the distill master and the owner signing off on it. I always kind of like that, and it has the date that they bottled it. And this is the classic unsmoked, and they have that information right on the little sticker. So I enjoy that, but since it's smaller, it's not widely distributed. It's going to be a little more pricey. I mean, it's not terribly pricey. I think I paid, after tax, maybe $35 for it, which isn't terrible. It's probably comparable to you might, when comparing to other scotches or whiskeys, and you might run around the same as like a Johnny Walker Black for price points. Of course, if you're getting it shipped someplace else, it's going to cost more. But for the value of the whiskey, I am going to give it half out of 1. I enjoy it for sure, but there probably are other whiskeys that I could get for less that would still offer similar flavor qualities. But again, since it's localized, and I do enjoy going with the local stuff, especially if it's good. I do enjoy it, and so it's hard not to give it a 1. The full score for the value, but simply because it is a little more expensive for stuff that I could get that's similar in taste. I just have to knock it down to the half out of 1. But still, we are at 2.5 out of 3. And so next category is drinkability, and drinkability is really can I drink 1 glass of it, 1 little bit, and then can I enjoy multiple samplings of it throughout the evening? And with this, absolutely, I can absolutely continue drinking with this. If I'm watching a game or just kind of hanging out, if I'm writing something or reading something, whatever, I can definitely just enjoy it when I'm out, pour some more in. The flavor isn't so overpowering. It doesn't burn. It doesn't have any of that those flavor elements that might kind of prohibit you from going in and really enjoying it. So absolutely, it's got a high drinkability factor. As you can tell, I've kind of 2/3 of it's gone already. But so yes, absolutely, drinkability factor 1 out of 1. And now distinction is the next category, and that is it distinct amongst other whiskeys? And you have to kind of, I guess, since it's American whiskey, you have to compare it to your other American whiskey or bourbon brands. Now, it doesn't label itself as a bourbon; it labels itself as a whiskey, even though it's made more like a Scotch. So it's like, is it a Scotch? Is it a whiskey, bourbon? I mean, I guess they all kind of fall under the whiskey category. So the specific category gets a little hazy, I guess, a little bit. But since it's American-based, I'm going to compare it to just American bourbons and whiskeys. And when comparing it against those, absolutely, it's got a very distinct flavor to it. I mean, simply for not being as harsh. A lot of the bourbons you out there are going to have a little more kick to it at the end of it. And I know plenty of people that like that little extra, kick in the butt when they drink it. Now that's fine, that's what you like. I enjoy a little more smoother, not as harsh at the end of it. And for me, for the distinction for American whiskey, I think it's very different from the others. And so, for sure, I give this a high score. Absolutely. So yeah, 1 out of 1. So far, this thing's going 4.5 out of 5. So good so far. And the last category is, would I buy it again? Yes. Cutting to the chase, yes, I'd buy it again. I enjoy it a lot. It's distinct. It's different. It's local, which is fantastic. If I have somebody come in town to visit, I'm not just giving them your normal, the normal whiskeys or what were you gonna find, really in any liquor store in the United States. I can give them this that they're not gonna find anywhere else, and they're gonna try it, and most likely they will enjoy it. And so absolutely, I would buy it again, even if people weren't visiting and I was just kind of enjoying it myself. I'd get it. This is something I could definitely keep in stock. So yeah, 1 out of 1. It's going to end this review. It's going to be 5.5 out of 6. So it is. This is an excellent whiskey. If you can get your hands on this, I don't know exactly the distribution for Hamilton Distillers. I don't know how far out they go. I don't know. I don't know who all they sell to. I don't know the states or anything. But if you happen to stumble upon this, if you happen to see it, definitely give it a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I know I'm always a little, I wouldn't say leery, a little curious as to what a local distiller is going to do. It's one of those things you just don't know. And sometimes they're fantastic. Sometimes you're just like, this is absolutely terrible. But that is not one of them. This is an excellent whiskey, Scotch, bourbon, whatever you want to refer to it as. So yes, I recommend it. I'd buy it again. So please check it out. It's a localized whiskey. And so for Two Dudes in a Six Pack, this is our two dudes review of the Whiskey Del Bac from Hamilton Distillers. If you want to check out more from us, you can listen to our podcast, Two Dudes in a Six Pack. You can find it on iTunes, you can find it on Stitcher, really any place else that you get your podcasts. You can, you'll find us. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that at Two Dudes Podcast. And so for now, until the next review, cheers.